Right Horizons with
Deb and
Jim.
good morning. Hola, buenos dias, everybody.
Buongiorno, benvenuti a tutti.
We're back
On a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, how was everybody's Christmas? I know ours was fabulous. Me, Greg, my family, Jim, and I were just discussing.
Yes.
I can't believe it's
Wonderful
after Christmas.
memories. I just love it with family.
It's the best. It's truly the best. And as I said to you earlier, if I could do it for the rest of my life, day in and day out, I would do so. Forget everything else. Just the family aspect of it all is everything. That's a gift within itself.
Yes, we spent Christmas Eve at my beautiful niece, Gina Maria.
Gina Maria. I love the way you say that. Gina Maria.
With her husband, Mike, and the 4 children.
Lovely.
And then their friends, Chris and Morgan, came by with their 3 children.
Nice.
And you know, it was the hit.
What was the hit?
They brought... Chris and Morgan brought 4 ice chests of snowballs, and they had a snowball fight in Florida.
How exciting!
It was so much fun.
Darn, I never thought about that. That was smart thinking on there. Was it the kids' idea?
It was Chris and Morgan's idea.
How
it was interesting because at one
idea.
point they said, "Let's go outside," and I figured something was going on.
You
they
didn't
wanted
know?
to go out front. And then all of a sudden the snowballs start flying. I didn't participate. I stood inside.
They didn't hit you with a snowball?
I photographed the whole thing from inside.
Jim's like, wait a second. No, I'm not in this one.
You know, I didn't want to get cold wet, so I stayed sheltered and just
I would have been out there saying, come on, bring it on. Throwing that.
Okay, next year we're going to have Deb in a snowball fight.
Oh, okay, now this is on the air now. Remember these words, and I'll be there. I'll build a snowman the whole 9 yards. Ba-boom. We used to have a blast doing this, especially with the angels in the snow.
I thought that was so original.
It was very original.
Yeah,
what a way to
Florida,
keep part of the Christmas tradition alive.
And those children will always remember their first snowball fight.
Who forgets? I remember mine getting smacked. I'll never forget when I got smacked in the nose by one bratty kid, and I was like, oh, you little. I wasn't upset. I was like, I heard it stung.
Yes.
You know, getting smacked in the nose with a cold snowball.
But there wasn't enough snow to build a snowman, so maybe in the future that's something to think about. You know, because that's always fun building a snowman, right?
It is.
Or a snow woman. Got to have equal opportunity.
What type of a carrot nose?
Yes,
the eyes. What type of a scarf?
Buttons.
You know, we watched movies Christmas Day. David and Debbie and Holly. It was so nice, just relaxing to do nothing. We were so overfed, so relaxed, so just we could have plopped anywhere and just we closed our eyes, we talked, we just took naps, we watched TV. It was just like family being family.
Yes.
And we watched Mr. Frost with what's his name? Oh my God, I can't think of his name.
Frosty the Snowman?
No, Frosty's. It was Mr. Frost. Mr. Frost. Anyway, oh, for crying out loud, Keaton. What's his name?
Is it Dennis Keaton?
Dennis Keaton. Anyway, we watched several movies and they were all wonderful. And I thought to myself, memories. And there was a part that I became emotional because one of the parts was about a dad and his son. And of course, my brother's looking at me. He's like, "It hits you, right?" I says, "Yeah, you know, because you think about your parents." But it's all good. It all brings the emotions together, entwines together. You know, watching all those wonderful Hallmark stations and other movies.
And then my beautiful sister always dresses up for Christmas. So
Aww.
Christmas Eve, she was an elf. I wanted to show you. And that's Chris. He came as an elf also.
How cute!
So
you guys are
we had
adorable.
2 elves there. And then on Christmas Day...
I love it, love it.
I just wanted to show it. On Christmas Day... Oh, let me see here. Oh, by the way, I had a blanket made for my niece, Gina Maria, and Mike, with the whole family on it.
I see what you did. That's lovely.
Isn't that beautiful?
Lovely.
See the blanket?
That's lovely.
And they loved it. Which
something
is,
they can always cherish. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. There were those personalization companies that you
yes,
could do that.
I've seen and heard. They're wonderful.
And there's my sister as a Christmas tree.
Aww, and you're there, but you didn't dress up.
No.
How come you weren't Santa Cruz?
There's beautiful Angela, bellissima sorella, dressed as a Christmas tree.
That's adorable.
She has wonderful spirit for the holidays.
You do, Angela. I
Yes.
love it. And I can relate to you because I think it is so important to have that wonderful spirit.
When she used to work for me right before Christmas, every day a new Christmas outfit. It was, what would Angela wear today? So
yeah,
it was so
you're
much
being
fun.
unique and you're making it fun, not just for yourself, for others around you, and that's important.
And then on Christmas Day, Christina, my other beautiful niece, and her family flew in from Philadelphia.
Okay, well, you had a lot of family.
Yes,
That's
so
great.
we have the picture of the whole group. group.
The whole kit and caboodle. Yay!
So it was so much fun.
Wonderful. It really is.
Yeah.
But you know what? We pray to God every day. We'll have another Christmas before too long. That's
Yes.
how fast time flies.
Yes.
We got on the phone. We contacted everybody. And a shout out again to my niece, Melissa and Bruce. Your first Christmas together as man and
Yes,
wife.
that's wonderful.
Congratulations again, guys. We're so proud and happy for the two of you. And today, of course, our topic is New Year's resolutions.
I
And-
did want to make one reference to the
Uh-huh.
last show. You mentioned that your brother had a robot. I found my
I did
robot.
mention that.
Was this the same one?
Oh my God! Well, similar, not
Similar,
quite. Very
okay.
similar, though. Yes.
I found my robot.
Oh,
This
look,
is
the
from when I
head's
was a
turned.
child.
Head's turned.
When I was a
love
child.
it. You found it.
Would you believe
This is
my
still
mother?
work.
My mother had saved this for me. Okay.
Oh, it's something my mother would. Oh, I
Yes,
love
and
it.
I found it in my closet because you brought the memory back to me.
Yes.
So I said, "Let me look at it." I opened
I
up
think
the
it's
back.
a show Lost in Space.
I opened up the back, and all of the contacts were rusted. So I said,
Oh.
"Oh, let me try."
Rubbing alcohol, clean it.
Well, I got tarnish remover that I had in my
that's
house.
okay.
And I'm rubbing it and rubbing it. I'm saying, "Oh, dear Lord, please let it work. Please let it work." So it took me
And then-
about 20 minutes to get all the rust off.
Now it works, I bet, right?
Then I put the batteries in, and I was saying,
Ah.
"Will it work? Will it work?" Yes, it does.
I'll be darned. That is so funny. Well, you can't see it from there. Let's see.
And the lights, and it was so funny because the base lights up, and I'm saying, "Will the lights work?"
Ah.
So the light was not working.
So the top.
I opened the top, screwed the bulb was not as tight as it should be. I twisted it and it worked. So I'm so thankful. Thank you for
That's
reminding me
amazing.
about
Oh,
my
you're
robot.
welcome.
Such
I love
wonderful
it. That
memories
is
as
so
a
great.
child.
And what great shape it's in.
Yes.
Outstanding. My goodness gracious.
Oh, we're
yeah,
so
the things
excited.
that you remember, of course.
It brought back
you know?
some wonderful memories because my parents gave this to me.
Yes,
And
yes.
back then, robots, were very unusual. See the whole thing.
Yeah.
And for it to work,
Oh, I love
was
it.
beautiful
Isn't that great?
experience. Yes. Beautiful.
You know, the things that we keep throughout the years, I know, that reminds me of my first watch ever, my Holy Communion.
Oh, yeah.
At 9 years old, my Holy Communion was a Timex watch given to me by my parents. Do you know to this day I still have that watch?
Wow.
And it's a great, it has a velvet band, and it's, I kid you not, hand to God, it still works.
Works. Were those the
Timex
ones you
one-
would,
you
you would
wind,
blind it?
yeah.
Yes. See that?
So I
Years
just
and
cherish
years and
it.
years,
So
yeah.
you see these things, they bring back so many wonderful memories. Thank you for sharing. I
Yes,
love that.
yes, I was so excited.
Yeah. You know, I was Googling some things about, because now we're into January, just
Yes.
about around the corner.
A few more
And
days.
we were discussing, Greg and I, how, we really don't want to do any cooking this year. We just want to go out. We usually bring in the New Year with Chinese.
Right.
We enjoy that. And you would ask me why Chinese, just because good fortune. It's just something we've always done.
Yes.
We like to keep the tradition. And we love to just watch Times Square the night before New Year's Eve and just sit there. Now, if we were in New York, we'd be at Times Square, I think. I'm not too sure if I'm too happy with the kind of crowd still.
Yeah, not with the COVID
Yeah,
virus.
it's still taking a chance. That's, I'm worried about that. But that's okay. I mean, have fun, just be careful.
Have you ever been there on New Year's?
Times Square, not on New Year's, no.
No.
I was born and raised in Manhattan.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, I don't know. I've never, I never saw the excitement in that. I'd rather watch
Yes,
it on TV.
me
I
too.
really would. And it's because I wanted to, it's just too crowded.
Well,
I feel
you have
like
to get there so
you
early.
gotta get
and
there
you'd
early,
be there
and then if you have to run to the
standing there
restroom,
for hours.
forget
yes.
it. I'd be in trouble.
Yeah. I don't
You
see
know,
any
I don't-
excitement in that.
That to me is uncomfortable. I
Right.
want to be comfortable. I get the biggest kick, and they have great entertainment. And who's better than, come on,
Yes.
rock and roll with, come on. He was a master. Our
Well, remember years ago, first it was Guy Lombardo.
that's right,
Yes.
Guy Lombardo. Yes.
Going back in time.
Now it's Ryan Seacrest.
Then it was
but
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark has been wonderful. He's been
Yes.
our icon for many, many years. And Ryan Seacrest has taken over and done a great job.
Oh, I remember those wonderful family times with Guy Lombardo playing.
Yes,
It was just
Guy
just brought back
Lombardo.
so many
Yes,
memories of
yes.
that. Yes. Old Lang Syne,
Yeah.
which we'll
Oh,
sing.
yeah. Old and oh my goodness gracious, it's another year, but it's all good. I Googled, where did January come from? Known for recaps and resolutions.
Mm.
Each new year often starts with retrospection and the
Right.
month of January, okay? But where did the name January come from, and can we learn anything about the name of this first month to inspire us to actually keep those New Year resolutions intact?
Yes.
Okay, so what does January mean? January, as we know, is the first month of the year and contains 31 days. Did we know that? Of course we did. The term originated before the year 1000 from Middle English, ultimately deriving from the Latin noun use of Januarius, equivalent to Janus or Janus. Who was Janus?
And what does that mean?
This is so interesting. In ancient Roman culture, Janus was a god of doorways,
Oh,
beginnings and the
doorways.
rising and setting of the sun. His name comes from the Latin Janus, meaning doorway, archway, arcade.
Wow.
Fun fact. Now, here's a fun fact. The closely related Latin word janua, meaning door, doorway, entrance, ultimately gives us the word janitor.
Oh.
Fun fact,
I
which
love that.
originally referred
Yes.
to a door attendant or porter before evolving to it's more.
Right.
So that was just something
Thank
I
you
had
for
to
that
Google. That was
information.
kind of fun stuff.
I love those tidbits.
Yeah,
those
right,
facts.
right. Absolutely. And because you always wonder, where did it, come from? Where did it arrive from? What's the meaning of
Well,
it?
it's interesting you say it's a time of reflection, which it is. When the year
right.
ends, you look back and you
Yeah.
think about, well, what happened, what did I achieve, what didn't I achieve, and then you try to set your goals
Right.
for the next year.
And the West, yeah, exactly. You try, and don't beat yourself up.
Right.
I've done that myself many times. I guess we can pretty much all say the same thing because we do. We're human. The best way to begin the new year after the champagne and all the food and all the hangovers and what have you, that's okay. It's never too late to start a New Year's resolution. It could be because today is today. We only have today, the present. The
Yes.
present is what we have, and it's so imperative in my eyes to look at it that way. This way you don't put so much pressure. I want to give a shout out to Justin in Paramus, New Jersey. Justin is my girlfriend Nancy's son, one of her children. Justin, I adore you. Mwah, I love you. He and I spoke last night, and
Oh,
he
nice.
shared his dreams with me. And Justin appeared on American Idol
Oh, wow.
years ago, and he's a wonderful singer. His Facebook page, if you haven't seen it, look for him.
What-
Justin Daniel Sullivan is the
Okay.
name. Wonderful young
Is he
man.
still performing?
And he just plays all over. He sings a lot in church,
Right.
and I just
Praise
give
the Lord.
Yes,
Yeah.
you see, and I was so in tune, Justin, with what your dreams mean to you, and just listening to your every word. Don't ever let anyone steal your dream, honey. And remember, just because it's a New Year, as we discussed, doesn't mean you have to push yourself. You go at your pace, because you know what? Your time will come when the good Lord tells you,
Right.
and you're going to know in your heart when your time is. Everybody has their moment, honey.
And I love that he sings in church, which
He
I've been
does.
encouraging you
Yes,
to
I
please.
know,
Maybe
I know.
2022 you'll become
Thank you,
active in
Tim.
church and
I love to sing.
share
I
your beautiful
appreciate-
voice with all those
I
people.
appreciate all of
Yes.
your
Just
support
think how
and
you'll
love.
inspire people with your voice.
And that's what you do, Justin,
Yeah.
to me and to everybody else. So
Thank
you
you,
don't
Justin.
listen to anybody else, honey, but yourself. And I told you that last night. Just keep remembering that no matter what goes on, don't get discouraged. You keep it on.
I admire people, Justin, who share their talents with others. And
Yes.
thank you for sharing your talents. I'm going to look up on Facebook.
Yes, okay, but
And
I
I-
encourage everybody because
Yes.
he's got a wonderful voice, and he's trying. You don't give up, Justin. That's what I love about
Yes.
you. So, and Nancy, I love you. Mwah. Nancy and I went through teenager, junior high school.
Oh, Nancy, I want to hear stories about Deb.
Oh my God! Well, Nancy could tell you
Private
if
message
anybody.
me. Private message me those stories.
Nancy will laugh and she'll tell you, "Oh my God!" She'll say to you, "How much time do you have?" That's what she would say to you, right, Nancy?
We'll have a
But-
whole show about the memories
Oh
of with
my
Deb.
gosh, and more so. I mean, we have stories that forget writing a book. We could write a whole series, and I bet we could, Nancy.
That's
so,
what I love.
Yeah.
All those wonderful memories with our friends and
and
family.
we had so many fun times. And we could hang up the phone with one another, and this is so true, and pick up as if we were just picking up from yesterday.
Yes,
when we
it's
were
beautiful.
13, 14, 15, 16 years old. And months may go by, but I don't get insulted.
Yeah.
We know that we love each other. We may not be close, distance-wise, but we're always close in the heart. It's that saying, stars are like, friends are like stars. You have so many. They're there. They're in the sky. God knows the meaning
Yes,
that
it's
it's meant
precious.
to be yours. Yes.
And I just remembered a thought when you mentioned the door and Janus in January. After my father passed, we would spend some New Year's Eves at my mother's dear friends, and we called them Uncle Gabe and Aunt Carmel. Beautiful
Uncle
couple.
Gabe, I like that
Aunt
name,
Carmel.
Carmel. It's nice.
And one particular year, she had some, I think it was health challenges, or I can't remember if it was some sadness. So she said, okay, now, let's open the door, and we're going to sweep out the old and welcome the new. And
I
she took a
love
broom.
it.
She got a broom.
Good for her.
And
She displayed
what,
it.
What an impression it made
Out
on my
with
mind.
the old, in with the
Yes.
new. There you go.
And I still remember her taking that broom and sweeping it out. It just left a wonderful impression.
I love that. That's a great impression because it's true. Out with the old. You know, you're not going to succeed in your mind or any time in your life if you continue to hang on to what was. What
Right.
was doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the present that matters. It's the here and now.
Yes.
So today's New Year's, tomorrow's New Year's. It's a new year tradition for all of
That's
us.
the beautiful part about a
It's
new
the
year.
best way to begin the new year.
And I was thinking
and
last
that my
night,
thought, right,
it's like a blank page, right?
right.
You can create whatever you want on that
That's
blank
right.
page.
That's right.
And then look back at the end of the year and see the beautiful book or the essay or work of wonderful words that you've put on that page and
That
things
is
that
so
you've
true.
achieved.
That is so true.
So that's the exciting part about having a new year. And 2022, 222, it's got to be a good
That's
year,
blowing my
right?
mind. I remember. You'll hear me say it constantly. I'll always remember 2000. We all got so nervous thinking a new millennium. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? We're going to have a lot of different. The lights are going to go out all over. We were freaking out, but did everything? It worked out
Oh, I
beautiful.
remember that.
You know, whether
Where
you're
were you
celeb-
that year? Do you remember where you were?
I was here in Florida.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember 2000. In fact,
My family, we had gone to Universal Studios.
we were at home 2000. I was trying to think. Universal. That's a great place to be. New Year's. Oh my gosh,
And
what
we,
fun is
and
that?
we were so worried, like everyone, that the next day everything would.
Oh my
would-
gosh, you're in the theme park. There's no lights.
And then nothing happened. Everything was fine.
See? Yeah. You know, whether you're celebrating at home or watching TV, as I just alluded to before, you know, you can welcome 2022 in the best way from, you know, one-liner jokes and what have you. So I pulled out a couple hilarious jokes for kids. Well, things that kids would say, honestly. But I am a child at heart,
Sure.
and I love the
Let's hear these
child.
jokes.
Give me a coloring book and crayons. I'm all for it. Yeah. Now, why do birds fly south for New Year's Eve?
Why do birds fly south for New Year's Eve?
Now think about what a child would say. Because it's too far to walk. Ha ha ha. Not to brag, but I already have a date for New Year's Eve.
You do.
I do. It's December 31st.
My nieces and nephews will love these.
My New Year's resolution is to stop procrastinating. But I'll wait until tomorrow to start. Ta-da!
What wonderful entertainment. We always like that touch of humor.
Oh my gosh, a little silly to be on the silly side, but that is never enough silliness. Are you kidding me? Please.
You know, I
It's all
found
good.
a nice horoscope for you.
Oh, okay. Under Pisces? Pisces, okay.
This is Deb's this is her horoscope.
For today.
You're interesting to someone, and because of this, you're being observed.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry about projecting an image. You're living it. You are who you are.
Aww.
Is that beautiful?
That is a beautiful. Thank you. That's a beautiful thing that I really appreciate, and I am who I am.
Yes.
So that's it.
And continue being who you are.
Aw.
Everybody loves you. So just keep
Aw, Jim,
keep going.
that's a lovely sentiment. Thank you for that. And that's a note that I could say to everybody. Please continue being who you are because that's what makes you special, and you're special.
Let me read mine also, just so
Please.
the public can hear.
Yes,
When you have someone to share a pleasure with, the joy will double up on you.
I love it. I love it.
Meet with people who think like you and appreciate the same things.
Love it. Love
How
it.
true,
love it,
right?
Love it. How true and profound is that? I love it.
You don't want to be with people who
Yeah.
you don't relate to.
Exactly.
Surround
and then
yourself
the
with
people that are positive,
Yes.
who know who you are, your mind, intellect. I love that. I mean, just because, and I've learned, all my life, judge and be judged. Never judge people. Never judge a situation. You don't know.
Right,
Really.
because you don't want to be judged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Judge and be judged. I've always said
Right.
that, and it's just not a good thing. Always be you. I love that horoscope. That's going to stick in my mind all day now. Now, we have something by, of course, our Marie.
Out of My Mind and Into Your Heart by Marie Pinchmit. And I have to tell you, Deb, gifts don't stop on Christmas. I bought you a copy.
Oh.
That's for Deb.
God, Jim.
Thank you.
Out of my, Jim.
So now
this
you
is
have a
in
copy
my
for
heart.
Marie.
I love it.
You can enjoy
Santa
them.
Cruz, I will most certainly. I enjoy every bit of what you read on our shows every week. Oh my goodness gracious,
So that's
I love
especially
it.
for you.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
Truly, thank you.
Well, Marie has
I'm happy.
an essay on resolutions. So how apropos, right?
Oh, they're always wonderful.
So Marie says, I find it more productive to look back at what I've accomplished during the previous year. At least the past is real.
Hmm.
The future is but a myth. If you've moved your family to a safer neighborhood, gotten the college degree, found that substitute job to make ends meet, or succeeded in growing a bumper crop of beans or Brussels sprouts, you can
I
feel
love
good
it.
about yourselves. Marie had a farming background, so I love when she has those little comments
Now
about
you
farming.
see, I did not know that.
She
Marie,
grew up
I
on a
did
farm.
not know that.
Making a list of
Marie,
past accomplishments can encourage you to continue
lovely.
on for another year. So really, look at your accomplishments and
I love
make a
that.
list about them.
So true.
Personally, I'm glad to have survived another year to continue being able to do what I love to do, writing and painting.
Oh,
And
you
she
do
does
it
it
so
beautifully.
well. You most certainly do, Marie.
I've cultivated new friends and been able to keep the tried and true ones. The most meaningful gifts we can give to others are our friendship, a helping hand when needed, and a shoulder to lean
Oh,
on.
I love
Thank you,
I
Marie.
love that. Marie, thank you, thank you, thank
Yes.
you. Oh, what a great, now I know what I'm sleeping with every night. Sorry, I just love this. Out of my mind into your heart. I just pay so much
Over
attention to this.
It's really wonderful for all of you out there.
As Jim
Over
said,
300
my
essays and
gosh.
poems.
I mean, and
So,
there
such,
is
such inspiration.
the inspirational messages that come along. Look at this. I mean, we're talking, oh, can't get enough of you, Marie.
Now, in keeping with the jokes that Deb was telling, I found this clever expression about New Year's. A New Year's resolution is something that goes in one year and out the other. It's a nice pun.
I love it. I love it. And one
Goes
year
in
and
one
out
year
the other.
and out the
year
other.
and out. Oh, that's cute. Very, very cute. Oh my gosh. You know, I was also doing some more Googling. So, you know, this is funny. Let me see. What's the purpose of making such goals and resolutions?
Yes,
Why
it's
bother?
important. Go
now,
ahead.
listen, why bother
Yes.
making a New Year's resolution and doing so even after failing last year's? Well, stresses that people want to be happy on New Year's Day, many people accept, often more implicitly than explicitly, that happiness comes from the achievement of values. You want to enjoy that sense of purpose, accomplishment,
Yes, achievement,
and pleasure
accomplishment.
that one feels when achieving values.
Definitely.
You know, and is it happiness that is it happiness that is the motor or purpose of one's life? Is it? Think about it. Is it a new year more than any other day, which makes the attainment of happiness more real and possible? So this is the meaning of New Year's Day, and why is it so psychologically important and significant to people throughout the world?
You just definitely want to
yeah.
make resolutions that are attainable, right?
That makes sense. Attainable. I love
Yes,
that word.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, I could say I want to be a physicist. I'll never be a physicist. That's not something that
Good point, though. You see.
I took physics in high school
All right,
and I didn't
yeah.
really enjoy it, so
Okay,
I don't
good
want to be a
point.
physicist. But pick goals that are attainable, and you know it's good to do it in stages. Like I'll achieve this I'd like to achieve this by January.
Right. That's
By
so
March.
true.
You know, put benchmarks throughout the year. You can't do it all in January, right?
No, although we
So,
try, we
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Again, we put too much pressure on ourselves. Do not.
Yeah, I mean, if they're unrealistic, you'll give up, and then you'll feel
It's
let
like-
down.
Like
you don't
a
want to do that
diet,
to
you know,
yourself.
anything else.
Right.
To me, I don't like that word diet. I really
Right.
do not. It's the portion control. You know,
Right.
that to me is a diet as well. Just
Right,
common sense.
right.
So people were,
Exercise.
oh yeah, which you're wonderful at doing, and I need to follow your footsteps on that one
And
more
I
so.
think some of you know that I owned a gym and a medical
Yeah.
spa in the past. And January is traditionally the biggest month for new memberships.
Yeah.
People decide in January,
want it,
okay, I'm
they-
going to
they-
start a membership in a gym.
Mhm.
But you know, so many of them don't follow through. So really, if you do it, it's all for your own health. So, you know, don't overdo it. Plan, like maybe I'll go once a week at the beginning and then work up to 2 times a week and 3 times a week. That way you don't get so consumed with it and you can't achieve it because physically it might not be
Right.
possible.
Right.
So set realistic goals.
Right. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it's hard.
And then you'll feel good about the accomplishments. You know.
If people were to apply the value achievement meaning of New Year's Day explicitly and consistently 365 days a year, they would be happier. But so every day, fill your champagne glass or your water glass or whatever.
Champagne,
To the
champagne.
brim with values and drink deep into your life and the joy that it can be and should be. And have a happy new year and have a happy life and have a happy day.
I found another very inspiring,
That's inspirational. I mean,
something
I think
inspirational
that's.
that I wanted to read. It's called Flight 2022 Instructions. Okay, so
Flight
it's-
202. That's
now we're
flight.
taking the new year, 2022,
2022.
but this is a view from the perspective of being on a plane. Okay, so I'm the announcer. Good morning and welcome to Flight
Does he have a
2022.
great speaking voice? I love it.
We are prepared to take off into the new year. Please make sure your positive attitude and gratitude are secured and locked in the upright position.
Love it.
All self-destruct devices, pity, anger, selfishness, pride, and resentment should be turned off at this time.
You betcha.
All negativity, hurt, and discouragement should be put away.
Put it away.
Should you lose your positive attitude under pressure during this flight,
Bring
reach
it.
up,
Reach up.
pull down a prayer.
That's right.
Prayers are automatically activated by faith.
That's right.
Once your faith is activated, you can assist other passengers who are in little faith. There will be no baggage allowed on this flight.
I love
God,
it.
our captain,
That's right.
has cleared us for
This is the
takeoff.
man.
Has cleared us for takeoff. Destination greatness. Wishing you a new year filled with hope, joy, and new beginnings.
Love it.
Stay
love it,
blessed
love
and welcome
it.
in 2022.
I love that, Jim.
Wasn't that nice?
I adore that. Not love
I'll
it.
send
is
that to you.
fat.
I'll
Please,
send that to
yeah,
you.
please do. That
Thought
is
it was
what
so
we
clever.
call it. Very clever.
Yes.
Whoever did that, what a wonderful thing to think about because it's true. It's all about attitude. Make that adjustment on Flight 2022.
Yes, we want to be on that flight.
Exactly. And you know, if you're halfway there, that's okay. If you don't make it all the way, that's okay, as we keep saying.
So what's our favorite song on New Year's Eve?
Well, now, this is, I think Guy Lombardo, as you
Yes.
said, is the one that started this,
Yes.
right? Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgot and days of all lang syne? For all lang syne. Oh, see, I messed up right. For all lang syne, my dear, for all lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for days of auld lang syne. We twa have run about the braes and put the goings fine, but we've wandered many a weary fit since days of auld lang syne. And we we'll
This is
go
the
on
old
and on.
English.
This is the old English. And now I sound like
But we wish
but
you,
we know the song.
wish you the
know
best
it all.
on New
We
Year's
do
Eve.
wish you the best.
you have to sing that song on New Year's Eve.
Now it's official. Oh my gosh! Tomorrow and then Friday and that's it.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to bring the little woohoo.
Yes. Oh, yes.
The party favorites. I
Right.
still have so many of them in my good old Rubbermaid buckets
Just,
at home.
just remember us when you do that on
Do you
New
know
Year's
what we
Eve.
used to do? For that fact, I should have brought a pot and pan.
Right.
And some,
That's what we
well, that's what we
did.
did. You know,
My
when Greg and
mother.
I first got married, we did, okay, Happy New Year. Ah! I mean, we would go out, of course, but I mean, we were all nuts. All the neighbors got the pots and pans, and then we were outside. But you make
I
it
can still
fun.
picture my mother. She would get the
Yeah.
pots and pans.
Woohoo!
Go to the window. We were on the 5th floor of our apartment.
Yeah.
Open the window.
Yeah.
We didn't have fireworks. We made our own noise. What a difference a day makes, right?
What a difference. What a difference a day makes.
24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain.
What a difference a day makes. And the difference is you and you and you. You better believe you make a difference, and you know
You make a difference in our lives.
you most certainly do. Every day, every week that goes by, we appreciate you, and we want to bring you happiness, and we're hoping that if you're not happy, that this show will bring you happiness, and
That was
whatever
our
it
goal
is,
from the beginning.
right,
Yes.
our goal from the beginning, and you know, whatever it may be in your life, just one little word that we said can make a twinkle in your eye.
And
That's
all of
that
Deb's
matters.
friends and family, send me those messages about growing up with Deb. I want to hear them. We'll do a whole show about
Oh,
Deb.
boy. Nancy, help! Oh, hey,
We
you know,
love to laugh and
we
bring
do.
joy
Are
to
you
you. and
kidding
you
me?
bring joy to us.
we love being with you, and we hope that
Yes.
tape brings you all the blessings you deserve. Of course, we do, in
Everyone,
every which way.
every-
We will be back.
Yes, in the new
Now
year.
we have an anniversary coming up.
Yes.
January. I figured it out. I was going over our shows, Jim, and January the 15th was our first show.
Oh, it'll be exciting.
So that's
Special
around the
anniversary
corner,
show.
and we do have some guests coming.
Yes.
But we don't know the exact date, so we'll just keep you in tune as far as that goes. But we will keep you up to date for sure.
And we remind you to keep.
Always remind you to keep your horizons bright. And listen, Happy New Year.
Yes.
Stay safe. Don't drink and drive.
Think of us on New Year's Eve while you're celebrating.
Think of the pots and pans and the tambourine. Enjoy yourself.
We look forward to seeing you in the new year.
We look forward to seeing you next year.
Thank you for your comments, for sharing.
That's right.
We just enjoy you so much. So thank you for being with us.
Until then, everyone. Bye-bye. Love you.
Yes.